Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Happy March 7th. Happy 2 weeks from NHL trade deadline. In the car with Star, presented as always by Poutineville, Vaudreuil-Dorion, K-Stop, Gaspar, and Depanneur in Ganawage, Highway 138, and my friends at Ashgregoire, Chambly-Nissen. The Canadiens close to making a deal or two or three or four. Yeah, 2 weeks away. Can't wait to see what Ken Hughes, Jeff Gordon, and the rest of the brass with the Montreal Canadiens have up their sleeves as this team is playing some really inspiring hockey. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. The one blemish is that 8-4 loss to the Winnipeg Jets, in which Winnipeg scored 4 unanswered goals on the power play. It's shocking, really, to see how this team has been invigorated with Martin St. Louis behind the bench. One comment on our YouTube page last week was asked by Andrew. Andrew asked about why didn't they wait to the end of the season? I mean, they're costing themselves draft position by having Martin St. Louis being so inspiring and this team playing so hard with Martin St. Louis as their head coach. Here's what I say about that. Those wondering about, Martin St. Louis' ability to really get this team going again. The priority, everybody, is developing and bringing along young talent on this team and not wasting it. How many years has this organization made bad decisions with young players, especially when it comes to the process of developing those players? I don't know about you. Personally speaking, I've had it up to here with how bad this organization has been for 20-plus years at developing players. They draft guys. But once they draft them, that's when the organization's ability to become a good NHL team falls off the cliff, and I'm not even exaggerating. So that's what I mean by reprioritizing things in Montreal. I choose to believe that the organization has prioritized wins over politics. I do believe the Montreal Canadiens have understood for the better part of 2+ decades they are a terrible team at developing players and drafting the right players at the right time. And I think now that Gordon is here and Ken Hughes is here, they've looked at that track record and said, yeah, absolutely, a bunch of things need to happen. The team needs to be modernized. The team needs to reprioritize how they build this organization. And it starts at the fundamental level. It starts at the foundation. It starts with hiring the right scouts, hiring the right development coaches, hiring the right professional scouts, and making sure you have the right management in place to develop these guys and ultimately hit the goal of being consistently competitive. That's what we're talking about here. That's the purpose of a rebuild here. So that's why the Canadiens fired Dominik Hasek after the Canadiens got curb stomped 7-1 by the Devils. Because if you remember, guys, before this honeymoon with Martin St. Louis and the Canadiens are scoring and Nick Suzuki's a 2-point-a-game player in his last 5 games, forget about the recent honeymoon and how good everything has been. Let's remember, under Dominik Hasek, this team was historically bad. So much so, you had Norman Flynn of RDS jump on TSN 690 and say, hey, guys, what about the possibility? Have you thought of this? Maybe Caulfield to New Jersey for Nico Hischier. Huh? What? Even at the time, I remember that deal on the surface makes 0 sense. Makes 0 sense. Forget about the player versus player. Contractually, collective bargaining agreement wise, it makes 0 sense, point final. So just right off the surface, the discussion doesn't even get off the ground because it doesn't have the legs to carry it. But it doesn't change the point in my mind that you had people with a province-wide audience on an outfit like RDS saying, maybe Caulfield isn't as good as we thought, and maybe you should trade him for somebody else. Like, that was the conversation less than 2 months ago. And now we're talking about the possibility that Dominik Hasek robbed Cole Caulfield of a Calder trophy, right? That's how things change. That's how things move when you have the right people in place. So this is where I'm coming at you from when I say the Canadiens had no choice but to fire Ducharme after the 7-1 loss. They had no choice. And it was a brilliant move to make. I loved it at the time. So much so. This is what happened to me today. No word of a lie. So I'm at work, getting the show ready, whatever else. It's like 5:30. I'm off in our little communal kitchen getting my coffee. And I see our pal Ben. Ben is the newsman for Rouge FM. If you've never been to our radio station, 1717 Rennie Levesque East, Bell Media owns and operates a whole bunch of radio stations on our floor, okay? So we've got TSN, We've got CJ 8800. We've got Virgin Radio. We have Chaume FM. We have Énergie Radio and Rouge FM. 2 French stations, 4 Anglos, all on the same floor. We're 6 radio stations on one floor at Bell Media headquarters under the bridge at Jacques Cartier, right? So I see Ben. Ben is the newsman for Rouge. And we're talking about the Montreal Canadiens. He's amazed at the turnaround, like everybody else. And obviously, like I'm up to my ears in sports and Canadiens content. Ben is a news guy on the surface level, Canadian stuff. And I love Ben. We get along great. And so he's telling me at how astonished he is that this team has turned the corner. Look how well this guy's playing. Look how well that guy's playing, yada, 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 right? And we're talking about Martin St. Louis and what he's done, this magical touch and everything else. And you know what I told Ben? I said, truthfully, no exaggeration, and I mean it, I legitimately feel for Dominik Ducharme. I do. And look, coming from the guy 4 games into this season, 4 games into the season, the year after the Canadiens went to the Stanley Cup final with him as their coach, I'm the guy telling you in the car with Star that Dominik Ducharme is not the right man for the job. 4 games into this year, I was giving you that narrative, right? And now fast forward to present day, and the team has turned the corner, and I'm sitting here telling you in my Nissan Maxima how badly I feel for Dom Ducharme. Because you know as well as I do. Fine, we admit he wasn't the right guy for the team. Good. He's not an idiot. He's not a stupid person. He's not someone that doesn't know what end of the hockey stick to use to put the puck in the net, right? Like, Hockey Canada hired this guy. He's been an assistant. He's worked his way up from the minor leagues up to where he is now. He is not a moron. He is not a dum-dum. He didn't get the job because his name is Dominik Ducharme. He got the job because he's a forward-thinking, offensive-minded, sharp hockey guy. That's why Ducharme got the job. So, come on. It's okay to say that he wasn't the man for the job and feel bad for him. And look, he's going to be okay. Dominik Ducharme's getting paid millions of dollars not to coach the Montreal Canadiens. Ça va être correct pour mon gars Dom. Ça marche, c'est cool. Il n'y a pas de problème, là. But we can talk about this team being where they are, and thank goodness they made that adjustment in season. Because the priority is making sure that you're not wasting Cole Caulfield. That Cole Caulfield, you know, in the worst case scenario, plays under Dominik Ducharme, goes to Laval, regresses, and the Canadiens move him for pennies on the dollar, and then he finds the right coach that shows him how to be a sniper in the NHL, and the rest is history. And we're here talking about the same old, same old. And that's why I like the fact that Jeff Molson stepped up. Bergevin's gone. Trevor Timmins is gone. Stefan Waite's gone. All the scouts are gone. And John Cedric stays, gets promoted. They have forward-thinking people, modernized people, and now let the trade talk begin. What's going to happen? Because it's coming. It's coming. And I can tell you this. You know, 2 weeks ago, I told you Ben Sharron was as good as gone. I still believe he's as good as gone. I was wrong on my timing. What's happened here is Ben Sharron has caught fire. Obviously, you know, Ben Sharron scores the equalizing goal, scores the game winner in overtime, and he's been red hot. I told you last week, Brett Kulak is the most underrated defenseman on the Montreal Canadiens that nobody is talking about. Guess what? People are talking about Brett Kulak today. We were on that last week, you and I together. There are other general managers looking at this team saying, yeah, I want that guy, I want that guy, I want that guy. Chris Weidman's getting love. So we're 2 weeks away from the NHL trade deadline. March 14th, 2 weeks from today. Ben Sherratt is as good as gone. Chris Weidman, likely gone too. Not as confident as Ben Sherratt, but Chris Weidman is arguably done too. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Hoffman leaves between now and March 14th, trade deadline. Look at Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman, for me, is not part of the Montreal Canadiens' plans. Mike Hoffman, for me, is someone that could help a team out, let's say like Vegas, like St. Louis, that needs a little extra snipe, that needs a little extra love, needs a little extra power play panache, and that is Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman is not a 5-on-5 player. Mike Hoffman is a power play guy. And Mike Hoffman is going to get traded between now and March 14th. I don't think Jeff Petrie, guys, is going to move in the next 2 weeks, as much as I think he should move, and as much as I do believe that the Montreal Canadiens, being as hot as they are, winners of 7 of their last 8, and guns blazing, Sam Montembeault looks good. By the way, I could tell you today, Jake Allen is back on the ice. Jake Allen is close to returning. There's another name. There's another name that potentially could be on the move. Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe looking for a goaltender because Jack Campbell has lost any confidence that he had last year. That's gone. Can he recapture it? Perhaps. But boy, that is That's a risky proposition for the Toronto Maple Leafs to take between now and the trade deadline. You comfy cozy moving forward with Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek in Toronto? I wouldn't be. That's why I think Jake Allen is a very attractive option. I don't believe, I know the winning streak, the turnaround, the performances, team individually has not changed what the Canadiens are doing, nor should it. And we'll see what Ken Hughes could do. He's not giving people away, but he's also not getting a king's ransom in return. So as much as you like Brett Kulak's game, as much as you like Ben Sherratt's game, you saw Mike Hoffman play well, deliver. Canadiens look much more dangerous on the power play these days, have they not? It's amazing as much as individuals have performed under Martin St. Louis. Nick Suzuki, 10 points in those last 5 games. Cole Caulfield scoring almost every night. Josh Anderson, dynamic. The depth players on this team working well. Not enough love has been paid attention to the Canadiens' power play. It looks good. And this is all under Martin St. Louis. The next coach, they're going to take the interim tag off Martin St. Louis. I mean, this guy was born to coach. I believe that. I really do. He is a smart guy. I like how calm Martin St. Louis is. And I wonder, the one thing I don't know for sure is if this team that's doing a lot of damage under Martin St. Louis, obviously the roster players aren't as bad as we thought they were at the beginning of the season, right? But if Martin St. Louis goes to Ken Hughes and says, I want to be the coach of this team, but I also want Ben Sherratt, or I like Brett Kulak, or I like Mike Hoffman, right? Just thinking out loud off the top of my head, does that impact the game plan that Ken Hughes has today? Like on his whiteboard in his office, I'm convinced of this, that Ken Hughes has the list of players on his depth chart that he likes, guys that he thinks he's going to move away, and what the depth chart is going to look like in the years to come. But can Martin St. Louis be the wrinkle? If Marty goes to Ken and says, I like Ben Sherratt, we need Ben Sherratt on this team, we're going to be better with Ben Sherratt, does that change what management does between now and March 14th? Interesting times, exciting times, guys. The Canadiens are off until Wednesday, 10:30. They're in Vancouver to play the Canucks live on TSN 690. And so they swept Alberta, beat Calgary, Edmonton. They're in Vancouver. They're going to stay there, hanging around. I don't know if there's a rookie dinner or whatever else. And then they kill time until Vancouver on Wednesday night at 10:30. Then they're back home, and then they play Seattle, and then they're on the road in Philadelphia. I was on the road on the weekend, spent some big money. I drove all the way out to Vaudreuil from my beautiful house here in downtown Montreal. Drove all the way out to Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion. It was great to see some of you out there. Saw the amazing, hysterical, always entertaining Derek Sege and friends. Live comedy the first Friday and Saturday of every new month at Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion. Derek Sege, I told you guys, he was hysterical, killed it, slayed it for well over an hour. So if you were there Friday or Saturday, both shows were sold out. Don't miss the next one. So keep that in your agenda somewhere on your phone. Send a note to yourself. Live comedy the first Friday and Saturday of every month at Poutineville, Vaudreuil, Dorion. Everybody complaining these days, rightfully so, about the state of affairs in our world today with the tragedy going on in Europe. Day 12 now of the war in Ukraine. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has sent our world topsy-turvy, no doubt. As a direct result, the price of gas, the price of a barrel of oil is as high as it's ever been in almost 15 years. What does that mean for people like you and I? We take it. We take it on the chin at the pumps, putting gas in. Maybe you're an ordinary 87 octane. Maybe you're 91. Maybe you're 94. But boy, oh boy, we are paying through the nose, man, for gas. That's not going anywhere. I don't want to be a hater or anything else, but I know we live in a capitalist society. I don't have a problem, make money. If you can go and make money, go and make as much as you can. But I just believe that once big oil can get me to pay $2 a liter for gas, and I got to put 91 in my Nissan Maxima. If they can get me to pay $2, they ain't ever getting it back. We're never going back. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just the pessimist in me. That's why I've partnered with K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur. It is the best gas station you will ever go to in Quebec. I'm not going to say in the world, because there's a gas station in Florida that I have of gas stations. I have to get there once in my life. But K-Stop Gas Bar and Depanneur is as close to Mecca as I could get as far as gas station food is concerned. Hot meals, smoothies, great snacks, cheap gas, tax-free gas, everybody, and they have somebody there 24 hours a day that fuels you up. So you don't even have to get out of your car, and you save money. Come on. K-Stop Gas Bar and Depiner, proud sponsors of In the Car with Star. Okay, guys. Montreal Canadiens are off trade deadline. I am excited. I am stoked. I am ready to go. And Wednesday against Vancouver. And we got lots of stuff planned. The pandemic is easing up. We got lots of exciting projects in the works here at In the Car with Star. I hope to have a guest in my car riding shotgun like you look now. Like there's my passenger seat. There's my lunch. I'm looking at my lunch bag. Like I got, just the regular stuff, just the regular stuff in there. And hopefully I'll have a guest in my car soon. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, support my sponsors. You support my sponsors. You support me. It means the world. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of days in the car with Star. Don't forget, smash that like button. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it, too.